In this video, we're gonna put together our librarian and finish up the base.
Time to start putting this guy together, and we're going to start by putting the main body onto the base that we finished the other day. So I'm just going to take some of the paint that is still on my wet palette, put a little dab on the paper clip, and I'm going to use this to mark the spot that I'm going to drill with my pin vise. Drilling into the base is fairly straightforward. I do not need a pilot hole because I'm just going at a 90-degree angle on a fairly flat surface. And so once I get a good hole going, I can speed up the process. And eventually I want to pop this off because very likely I will go all the way through. But I am going to kind of test fit it. If I don't have to go all the way through the base, then I won't. But this time I think it'll work out better if I do, instead of trying to clip the pin down. So there we go. Oh, we punched through, and punched through to a pretty good place actually. So once I kind of get a little dry fitting of this guy on here and figure out the best place to apply some super glue, we are going to do so. All right, got my super glue. So we're going to apply a little bit of this to the pin itself, just because we want it to be adhering as it's going all the way through. And we're also going to put a little bit on the foot that is going to be resting on the other side. Once I get this guy down in and positioned properly, I will go back underneath and apply some more super glue to the location that the pin came through on the base. Time to grab some plastic glue and get the rest of this guy together. He's going to go together fairly easily because everything has a form of peg, or I don't know if I'd say peg, but there's only one way to put this guy together. So we're just going to make sure dry fit a little bit to make sure that I'm not doing anything crazy, and then we're going to just put a little plastic glue and hold it all together for a few seconds and get this guy into one piece. All right, we're gonna wiggle the head free, little wiggling, little twisting. We'll get it off its pin. We're actually gonna put the plastic glue on the head because there was a little peggish kind of thing to help set it in. There's actually a hole on the inside of the hood, and I had to clip that off in order to pin it. So we're just gonna put a little plastic glue on the ring around it so it'll catch on something, and I got out my tweezers to help put it in and position it properly. Most important step, cleaning up the rim. All right, we're gonna take this snow flock and add a bit of it to the base. So we're gonna need some water, don't need plastic glue. We're going to need snow flock, water, some PVA glue, and some gloss varnish. So I shoveled a little bit of snow flock into this glass, and I'm gonna put in some water, a couple drops of gloss varnish to make it so it is shiny and has an appearance of being wet, and then a little PVA glue, and this is gonna bind everything together and help it stick to the base. And then I'm going to mix it together to see what kind of consistency that I have. When mixing snow flock, you just kind of gotta get a feel for it. This seemed a little bit too slushy to me, so I actually went and I'm gonna add a little bit more of the snow flock to the mixture so it seems a little thicker. If it seems too thick, you can always add a little bit more water, gloss varnish, and a little bit of glue. I think it's better to go in small batches and do a little bit at a time instead of trying to having to fix it a bunch of times and ending up with a lot more snow that you don't need. So this is a texture that I like. So I try to get a decent sized glob and shovel it on, and then just kind of lightly push it around. I want it to still have a feeling of being kind of fluffy or that it's been pushed around a little bit, and I don't want it to be like, you know, just kind of packed down and angular, but I want it to still be I don't know, bulbous, I don't know, still have some sort of organic-ish kind of feel to it. So I tend to work and put a larger clump on and then push it around a little bit, push it under things, and you just kind of keep working with it till you get an effect that you're happy with. And the librarian is done. Got this weird kind of frosted effect going on some of the bits. I think that is because I probably held it too close to the varnish when I was varnishing it. I varnished the guy before I put him on his base. I think I could fix it, and I think next time it would be better to do the glowy effect after the whole thing is modeled together, because some of the more bits would be glowy. Again, I could probably fix that too, but I'm more of a paint it, learn your lesson, and move on to the next model kind of guy. And I am pretty happy with how he came out and looking forward to getting him to the table. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and tell me why in the comments below. If you're interested in getting daily hobby videos, consider subscribing. For other ways of supporting the channel, please share this video or follow me on social media. It helps get the word out. And always, let me know how you've been hobbying in the comments below.